next step. And so you work with Tony Robbins, who again is has been doing this type of work for years. I followed him in a number of different ways as well as a number of other individuals. Tell us what you have learned the most, I guess, from that experience, or what do you think you would share with others as it relates to kind of breaking that mentality of a victim? Because when you went back even further, you said you were, even before you were in foster care, you got there somehow. Tell us that story, because it's a, trust and broken dreams, even in the story before you being in foster care. How did you get there?
Absolutely, it was. My mother got pregnant with me, didn't really want me, was very angry that I was even existing. So at 13, I ended up in the foster care system. I had been previously very abused by her, and went into a foster home. The foster father was sexually abusing me, and I went to my school principal and told her, and she was wonderful. She believed me, and she called the police. But unfortunately, the police officers that did show up did not believe me, and they thought I was a troublemaker, and so they put me in juvenile hall.
Oh,
That's where I stayed from about my mid 13 until 2 days after I turned 15.
wow. Wow. So, wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's trauma. And I know at one point when we were talking, you told me things like you didn't feel like you were even loved. You didn't feel wanted. But now you teach others how to move from a devastating state to where you are today.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I think that so many of us have had some kind of trauma, some kind of feeling of being unloved and wanted, regardless. I mean, the extremes that I've gone through are obviously very extreme, and most
Right.
people don't do that.
Right.
But I mean, relationships and different family members, or whatever it is, we've all felt that feeling of just being second best, not
Right.
really.
Right.
Yeah.
I just smile when I see you because I know where you've been and I know the amazing work that you're doing now. So I really can't help but get excited because, again, it really is a story of survivorship to this amazing leadership. So we were talking about Tony Robbins, and I know you studied under him, you trained under him, you were one of his, what do you call it, life leadership coaches,
Results specialist. Yes.
results specialists. So you helped others achieve the results in their life, the results that they desired.
Passion has always been helping others achieve the results that they truly want. There was a part of my life for a long time that I was a fitness trainer and nutritionist.
Mm-hmm.
Love to help people succeed. I really
I
feel
love
like that
that.
I was born.
I love it. So I'm actually pulling up the emails that you and I transferred back and forth, and the last one, honestly, your 18 principles. So when I ask you how did you
Yes.
get to move from this amazing place of empowerment, it says she believed she could and she did. So it starts with belief. I actually have my own principles as well, and I know mine starts with believing. And so you have 18 principles, and you said that they're not in, are they any particular order? So we're going to just kind of talk through what you identify as your 18 principles for success. Is that what it is? How to move from survivorship to leadership to empowerment? So your
Passion,
first, say that
wealth,
again.
health, success,
Say that one more
you know,
time.
passion, wealth, and health.
Mm. Who doesn't want all those things, right?
Right?
So your 18 principles. The first one is letting go of what does not serve you and creating what does. Tell us more about that. Letting
Yeah.
go. I mean, you've been through a lot. The letting go sounds like it was a huge part of what you had to do.
That's absolutely correct, because what would have happened to me if I would not have let it go? What would have
Mm,
happened if I would have just focused on that? Because I believe whatever you focus on expands,
mm,
right?
yes.
A lot of that saying, right? But it's really true. What would have happened to me if I would have just focused on the abuse? Would I have stayed in the abuse? Absolutely, I would have, right? So I really believe that, letting go of what does not serve you anymore it's a release. It's a forgiveness for ourselves. It's a forgiveness for the other person. It doesn't mean you ever have to talk to the other person or like, what's gone on, but it's just letting it go so that you now move on to the next chapter and taking whatever that trauma is and trying to get a lesson out of it. What did you learn?
Mm. I love it. I love it. So again, I think a lot of people come on the show and they talk about the lessons. So letting go of what does not serve you and creating what does. The first part of that is huge because letting go, it doesn't happen once. The thing I loved about you, and it's funny because I've written my principles very similar with the ing at the end because it's not let go, it's letting go because you have to continue in these practices. So letting go of what does not serve you and creating what does.